Hi, I'm Mark Mandelbaum of Lanterra, and I'm here with another very exciting episode of Lanterra Live. I'm very pleased, particularly today, to have a very special guest, PK, who is probably one of the most prolific agents in the city, pre-con agents in the city of New Gen Realty, and we've been friends for a long time. PK and his son Sarab, who we will have a pleasure of speaking to as well, has sold umpteen units in Lanterra over the years in every one of our buildings. I personally find PK probably the most knowledgeable person in the pre-con world, and the fact that PK agreed to join us, you have your own very, very popular podcast, and your clients listen to you. You've always done well with your clients, so it's a big honor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mark, and it's an honor for me to be here with you. Thank you.
So, PK, let me tell you why this is so special. I'm an old geezer. Okay, I wouldn't say that about you, but
No, why not?
We're
We are
both
same age. We are same age.
Well, so we're both the father generation, right?
Yes.
We've gone around the block many, many, many times. And in our previous conversations, I was always impressed of the wisdom that you bring as being there before, seeing it. And in some respects, it sounds counterintuitive, but in some ways, you're more seeing the future than even the younger generation. So tell us what you see going to happen.
See, now the market, the housing market, what for we are here, is in a problem. Everybody knows it. It is not only in Canada, it's all over the world. You can see other countries, Australia, what's happening there, UK, what's happening there. Even US is worse than us. I saw the figure the other day in US, out of 1.3 million agents, 1.1 million agents did not do a single deal in last 1 year. You can see the situation there. But out of my 5 decades of experience in real estate, always my portfolio grew when these type of problems came. Because instead of selling, I started buying. Now also I bought few properties from you also. So if you're a real investor, this is the time to buy. And I'm selling. I'm selling nowadays to real investors. The people who are crying, who are giving excuses, they are all speculators. They were shown a false picture. If there is a guarantee of income or profit, people will start selling their clothes and start buying properties. So for me, this recession, I would say for housing, is good for the investors, and it will bounce back. I am telling you, it is my 8th recession of housing in my life, 5 decades. Every time my portfolio grew, and likewise my investors. So if I would suggest you have capacity to buy and some money spare to buy, this is the time to buy. And it will happen. It will happen, I'm telling you, after this 13% HST and then development charges 50% gone and interest rate less than 4%, lot of inventory in the market. In my lifetime, this time will never come again. This time will never come again for the buyers. And that's the reason my investors are buying. I am also buying. Although I'm tight, but I'm buying, and it will bounce back. Make a note of it by 28. It will start by the end of this year. But the real picture you will see in 2028.
So PK, this is a human thing, okay? Nobody wants to buy unless they're confident they're at the bottom of the market. They don't want to buy today and think the price is going to go down again tomorrow.
I will give in writing a certificate. Profit is yours, loss is mine. Hold it for 5 years. How is that?
Okay, well that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
And that's great. But the question is, if you're giving that guarantee, that means you're confident we're at bottom of the market.
But my projects, what I'm saying, not what they're asking. I have to see that how good the project
But
is.
how do you know? So that's what I'm asking you. How does a prospective purchaser have confidence that now's the time to buy because they're at the bottom of the market? You can't time the market, I get it. But what are the signs that people should look at that they have confidence that the worst is over and now it's going to go up?
See, the prices have come back in most of the projects, 2019 prices. So that means 7 years we are behind. You can never go wrong. I have seen this type of recession or this type of prices down for maximum 1.5 year, 14 months, 16 months, 18 months. Now it is more than 2 years. See, inventory is there in the market, I can understand, in GTA. But that inventory, why it is there? Because there are no buyers. If the sale comes to the original level or even 50% of the original level, these 18 months inventory will be out within 4 months. So it is like husband and wife, they cook something for 2 people and wife says, oh, I cooked something extra because we are only 2. But when guest comes with his wife, that food is short because now 4 people are eating that food. The problem is the buyers are not there. As soon as the buyers come in, and I can see that in the last 15 days after this HST thing, there is activity in the market. This, whatever inventory in the market, 20,000, 24,000 is nothing. It looks like 18 months because there is no buyer. If there is a buyer, it will be 3 months, 4 months maximum.
All right. So I'm going to have the pleasure of speaking to Sarab also. We've worked with Sarab also as well, and he's absolutely great. Okay? He's your son. I'm sure you're very proud of him. So
He is the guy who helps me a lot. Yes.
So what's the advice that you give to Sarab
Saurabh,
in today's
he's
market?
buying. He's buying. He's buying. I'm buying. I'm tight. I know that. Very tight. But still, this is the time. Let me give you one small example. I usually buy 5 to 6 properties every year for me. But I sell also 5 to 6 properties. I can't buy every year 5 properties, and my portfolio grows by 1 or 2 properties every year, because if I buy 6, I sell 4. So this year what happened, because of this crisis, I have not sold even a single unit. And I bought 2 more, around 7 units I bought in last around 10 months. Now, my calculation, it is notional. If I sell, I'm losing. If I don't sell, I'm not losing. But still I consider that every unit I lost $150,000. Suppose. So 5 units, $750,000. I bought 7 units, distress sale, next day closing, money sitting here, close it. And my average profit was around 200,000 per unit. 7 units means 1.4 million. Minus 750 I lost, I still earned $650,000 in this crisis. This is how it works.
Could I be your son?
This is how this thing works. So this is your mindset, how you think. People come to me, I have 6, 7 appointments every day. They come to me crying, and when they go, 1 out of 10 they buy 1 more. Because they think, oh, we are losing. When I do the numbers, they say, no, we are not losing. Temporary 1,000 cash flow minus 1 year, 12,000, 2 years, 24,000. Why you are losing 200,000 when you can lose only 24,000 in 2 years, and this market will come back? This is just mindset, and they're very happy.
All right. Well, I know you have a very large podcast, and you do a lot of this discussion on your podcast as well. I encourage all of our listeners to sign up to PK because he always has something great to say. Again, PK, it was a pleasure having you on the podcast, and it was also a pleasure always dealing with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
being
much.
here.
Thank you.